Good morning, my lovelies. This is Amanda here. Today is the 22nd of November 2018 and we have another portal. Forgive the noise in the background, it's guys trimming the banks here at Blackberry Camp, but I'm going to push through anyway. So 22 minutes past 11 on the 22nd of the 11th. And it's 22/11/11 because 2018 adds up to 11. So this is another portal opening for us, like the previous one on the 11th of November. So I'm going to take you through this portal and we'll see what shows up to come and greet us. So here we are at another of the portals. And the energy of today is an extension of the portal that opened on the 11th of November. So when we talk about portals, they are doorways. They are openings into other dimensions, parallel universes, and on a sort of more mundane level, new beginnings in our own lives. So with the energies that we've been experiencing this year, with so many planets retrograde, with so many planets shifting and changing signs, it's been, to use a cliche, a hell of a roller coaster. And as we're coming to the end of this year, 2018, this is the universe offering us opportunities on a grand scale to change aspects of our lives that have become entrenched in some of us and that have kept us stuck. And out of fear, people stay in patterns and hold on to habits because change is far too frightening. Change is far too scary. But that's what life is about, constant change. There are constant cycles of energies. In the cycles of the planets, we know that the moon takes an average of 28 days to go around the Earth, and we know that the Earth takes 365 days to go around the sun. And have you ever wondered why on a birthday people say many happy returns? And the reason for that is if the Earth takes a year to go around the sun, when it returns on your birthday each year, they're wishing you many of those happy returns of the Earth going around the sun. And so as we move into the Sagittarius season today, you'll probably find the energy a lot faster. And that there will be hurriedness to some of your projects or excursions, or feeling like you've got to get things done. But if you can hold fire and also be very gentle with yourselves, because of this energy can be very fast. Sagittarius is fire, and it's ruled by the planet Jupiter. Now, Jupiter just moved back into its own sign, which it hasn't been there for 12 years. So there's a lot of a whoop-de-doo energy and a feeling of exuberation. Also, you may find that you can burn out easily because this energy is so fast. And Jupiter in Sagittarius can also be exaggeration. So things coming into your life or people saying things to you, or situations becoming exaggerated, when in actual fact that is not the case. So here we have the little sheep that were here, we noticed on the 11th, merrily grazing away. And the sheep represent the herd instinct. And there's that one little guy or lady on her own again. Over there. Doing her own thing. So if some of you are feeling the urge to break away from the herd, that it takes far too much energy to be among the herd, to do everything together as a herd, and there's a need and an urgency within you to break out of that herd pattern, that you want to show your individuality, you want to burst out of that box. The energy around us at the moment is a very good time to do it. So with these second portals opening up today, it's again master energy. So in numerology, which is the study of numbers, they usually go from 1 to 9, and then when you get to 10, you add the 1 and 0 together and it comes back to 1. So it's a cycle of 9. However, when you add things together, they come to 11 or 22 or 33 and so on up to 99. Those are what we call master numbers. So there's master energy present today with 22 and 1111. 22 is the master builder. So when we embrace these energies, when they show up in our lives, this portal is opening for us to become the master builders in our own lives. And if you were born on the 22nd of a month, then you're very fortunate you can tap into that energy. But it is available to everybody, so don't feel like you are missing out in any way if you weren't born on the 22nd. And the 11, as we have 2 11s today, 11 is also the master number, and it's about service. It's also about illumination. It's the prophet. It's the visionary. It's that ability to see beyond the normal vision. It can be called the sixth sense or the third eye. So if some among you have been working on wanting to see things in a different light, or that you haven't been able to see things clearly for a while, there's the opportunity today to step through that portal with a double 11 and to start to see things clearly. And to get to the root of the matter. Using a beautiful pun. Aren't they beautiful? Look at them. There's 3. Lots of hearts carved into the trees. And all of these roots are entwined. So you can't tell where one begins and one ends. And even their branches are touching. Look at that. Now, even though this is being filmed on the 22nd of November 2018, in a way it is timeless, so whenever you get to view this, don't think you've missed out. Because you have within you what we call codes of ascension. Those codes are written into your DNA, and they are held within your skeleton, within your bones. And at certain times in our lives, these codes become activated. So an example of this is the children that have been born since the end of the Second World War. Have been referred to as rainbow children. And as we came through into the 80s and into the now, they've been referred to as crystal children. And these codes in our skeletons are referred to as within the crystalline structure. And we know that crystals hold extraordinary energies. They can power a radio, and they can be programmed. So the crystalline structure of our skeletons has programs within it, codes within it, which at certain points in our lives become activated. And this day is an activation day, as was the 11th of November. So as a collective, many people are opening up or awakening to the information within those codes that is ready to be shared on the planet. Now you might wonder, well, how is that going to happen? And yes, we have the internet. And there's a lovely urban myth called the 100 Monkey Syndrome. And it is said that a bunch of monkeys lived on an island hundreds of miles from the mainland. And they used to dig up roots, sweet potatoes, to eat them. And of course, 9 times out of 10 they got a mouthful of mud when they ate them. And then one day, one monkey took his root with sweet potato down to the river, and he washed off the mud and started to eat it. And then some of the other monkeys started to copy him. It must have tasted much nicer without the mud on it. And after a while, the whole troop of monkeys on that island were washing their food before they ate it. And then, when it had reached 100 monkeys doing the same thing with their food, it reached what we call critical mass. And then it was discovered that the monkeys on the mainland started to do the same thing, even though there was no contact between the monkeys on the island and the monkeys on the mainland. So the idea jumped. Without any physical contact from one place to another. And that can be called osmosis, it can be called memes. It's the group consciousness that once critical mass is reached, the idea is embraced by all. So this is a time of change. It's a time of growth and expansion. If we embrace it, it is very exciting, it's thrilling, it's enthralling, it's the best time to be here on planet Earth. If we fear it, if we push it away and say, oh no, I cannot bear this change, it is far too frightening, it's far too scary, then things remain the same. And it is said a life without love is a life full of fear. And a life without fear is a life full of love. So come on, peeps. Let's embrace these changes. What we have going on inside of us shows up externally. So when we change what's going on inside of us, the changes will show up externally. And as these codes within us become activated, not only does your mind change, your bodies will change, and your external circumstances will change. And you may find that a lot of things fall away from you. And this could include friendships, intimate relationships, work situations, all areas of our lives will be affected. Yet if you look very closely at some of the friendships, relationships, work situations you may have in your lives, you might feel heavy about them because they may have been dragging you down, or you've been supporting others for a long time, not enjoying what you're doing work-wise, not enjoying your relationship to the full. And in actually surrendering, yielding and letting go, extraordinary things can then come in. Wondrous meetings, wondrous happenings, events that you never thought you would ever encounter. And because of the critical mass, because of a collective consciousness and many other people having this experience all at the same time, through the law of attraction, you will draw people into your life who have the same resonance, who have the same vibrational energies. So you'll feel that you know them. You'll feel, this is my tribe. Aha, at last. I've found my tribe. I found my soul group. And there will be a familiarity. There will be a feeling of coming home. These portals are powerful. It is your choice to walk through them. There is an invitation today from the multiverse, from the universe, to step through, to embrace your higher self, to become one with all that is. For you're part of all that is. You are not separate. And when you know that this is happening for so many other people, that you're not going bonkers, you're not the only one feeling these things or experiencing these strange things. Because soon they won't seem strange, because everybody's seeing it or hearing it or feeling it. And these portals will continue to show up and open up for us. It's a never-ending cycle of things, gifts from the universe to us. There's another one on the 12th of December, so that'll be 12, 12, 11. So I'll bring you along again. Come and meet that energy. Please leave me a comment. I'd love to know your feelings on this extraordinary day. And if you would like and share and subscribe, that would be wonderful too. And then I can continue to do these videos for you. And if you'd like to have a reading with me, or commission a painting, either of your spirit guide or an inspirational piece, and you'll find all the details in the box below. Bye for now. Hello again, my lovelies. So here we are with the inside bit. Interestingly, because we've been working with Master Energy today with the portal 221111, I decided to use the Ascended Masters deck, Doreen Virtue's Ascended Masters card, and I asked which energy we have with us on this magical day. And interestingly enough, we have the Green Man, and it says retreat into nature, which is exactly what or where we have come from. So this is another nudge to you guys watching to go out and spend some time in nature, even if it's just for a little half-hour walk, but to feel that energy, to feel the trees, to feel the they are living, breathing beings, as is Mother Earth. She's a living, breathing being. She supports us, she feeds us, she nurtures us, and year after year after year she produces food for us. So it's giving thanks for that amazing, sustaining energy that we have throughout all of our lives. And so retreating into nature, not taking any of your worries or your concerns or your day-to-day stuff with you. So using the energy of the portals, leave your baggage outside. Just take off your metaphorical rucksack and leave it outside the portal or the entrance to the woods or wherever it is you find yourself in nature. There's a resonance here, and I feel it's a longing of the soul. There's a soul's longing to reconnect with that part of yourself that just knows, that has all the answers, that can just connect in with a feeling of, yeah, I know where I'm here, I know what I'm meant to be doing. There's nothing for me to worry about. There's absolutely no reason why I should worry about anything at all while I'm here in this physical body. So the Green Man is a symbol of fertility, which has been used for thousands and thousands of years, way before Christianity and other established religions. And interestingly enough, you may find depictions of the Green Man in an awful lot of churches. So it's pagan in a way, pre-Christian, but it's looking at that part of ourselves that we need to nourish, we need to coddle, we need to feel embraced by. And that is our nature spirit, our sense of connection to the earth, to nature, to all of the nature spirits and those wonderful beings that are depicted in stories and television programs and movies, etc., that they are real. They're not just imaginary. There are elementals. There are beings apart from us humans and animals on the planet who belong here, who are a part of the evolution, and all of us, every single one of us, including Mother Earth, are in this process of transformation. are in this process of ascension. So to get these cards, when I come back, as a lovely confirmation of what we were talking about earlier on, working with this energy now, allowing these things to show up in your life. Because when we sit in front of the TV or a PlayStation or all these other things, we're not using that part of our brain or our being that is connected to the energies of nature. So it stultifies. We become stagnant. If we don't use both parts of our brain, there's an imbalance here, and a lot of people can feel a disconnection to that part of ourselves which, if we allow it, can guide us into a wondrous lifetime, a wondrous happenings, as we said earlier on. I asked which angels were with us today, and that's the angel of love, and that showed up in the carvings in the trees of the heart carvings. Someone declaring their love to another one by carving their initials into the tree. And here we have a lovely angel sitting on the throne, oozing love. Look at that, there's throwing lovely love hearts at us all. Oozing, oozing, oozing. Lots and lots of love for us all. And I feel this is a message for loving life. So if you don't love what you're doing at the moment, if you don't love life, and as the French call it, joie de vivre, the joy of living, then there's definitely something missing. So opening up your heart to receive love, and in return you can give from your overflowing. We can't give from an empty pot. If there's no love within us, we cannot give it to anybody else. So it's being able to receive that love from the universe, through nature, through the trees. If you feel like hugging one, you will be amazed at what you feel, what you get back from a tree. It sounds bonkers. I've done it to myself, and it is quite an extraordinary feeling when you just shut out all the other things that are going on around you and just tap into the energy of the tree. Give the tree a hug and the tree will hug you back. So there's a great sense of longing here, longing for love, but we need to start with ourselves. So being open to what the universe wishes to give you, and the universe is made of love and light. And then the next little card that showed up, the self-mastery card, generosity. And initially this is you being generous to yourself, giving yourself time, giving yourself space, giving yourself love. Because again, you cannot give from an empty pot. So the generosity has to start with you, serving you. And what I said earlier on about the 11 energy, that those two ones together, that portal, the 11 is about service to others, but you can't serve others until you serve yourself first. And the little message on this card says, my heart is full and open, flowing with pure good feelings and good wishes for everyone. I follow my spontaneous instinct to give, and I am totally happy. And as you give, whatever you give, you will get back tenfold. Oops. So if you give with an open heart, and I've said this before in other videos, even if it's just a smile, 9 times out of 10 you'll get a smile back. And even if you don't, you'll get one from someone another time. So it's that lovely feeling inside of yourself. I have got so much love within me, I'm happy to give a smile away. Now the animal that's shown up, or before I show you this animal, as I was driving to the woods today, yet again pheasants showed up. This time there were 5 of them. There were 4 boy pheasants and 1 lady pheasant, and they all flew in from the right across me. So as I've told you before, things coming in from the right is stuff coming into your life, things coming in for the left is stuff leaving your life. So to have 5 pheasants fly right across from my right, this was a wonderful indication for me about having some fun. So there were 4 guys and 1 girl, so I think the girl was me, and the 4 male pheasants is really for me to go out there and have a jolly good time in whatever way is suitable, but also the spontaneity of it, the spontaneousness, is that the right word, of it, and to really let your hair down, to boogie on down if you want to, and the pheasant is the spiral of life. So everything continues to move, nothing stays still. You might want to keep it still, you might want to hang on to things in your life that have been there for a long time. It is not a circle, it's a spiral, okay? So the spiral gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and as it moves, it brings things in. So the universe can like drop things. It's like a cone of energy. And in the olden days, if kids were thought to be dumb or stupid, they'd be put in a corner and they would have a dunce's cap put on their heads. And the idea of that was to channel down wisdom and information into the child's head from the universe. The same is said of a witch's hat. So the pointy witch's hat is whenever the witch puts it on the head, the spells will come through, the ideas and the wisdom and the ideas of putting things together. So, you know, in Harry Potter, the little witch's hat, he could choose which person it should go on. So there's a lot of things in mythology and fairy tales which are very apt to our lives at present. So don't dismiss them. They do actually have a very good reason for showing up in our lives. So with those 5 pheasants, it also led me to recall that as of tomorrow there's a full moon in the sign of Gemini, and it is at 0 degrees. And the following 5 full moons over the next 5 months will all be at 0 degrees. So when anything is at 0 degrees, it's a brand new beginning. So over the next 6 months, as of tomorrow, every full moon will bring something to us. So there'll be endings, beginnings, endings, beginnings, endings, beginnings, right through over the next 6 months. So if you look out for that, and like we did today, embrace the energy of the portals, when the full moons come up, and I'll be doing videos on all of them, it's again being able to embrace those energies and to acknowledge what needs to let go, to say goodbye to those things that don't serve you, and to open your heart and embrace the things that do come in.